Hey, what's up everybody, Nexel here. Today we are playing Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, and this video I'm going to be talking about the 3 banners that are currently available. So we'll start with the worst one and then we will move up the line. So the worst one is definitely Kingdom Hearts 3 Saix, and I really hope that, I know this video is late, but I really hope that not a lot of people, if any, pulled for this at all. There's a lot of problems with this medal that I don't like, and we'll just go through it really quickly so you know what's going on. First of all, falling price deal, fantastic, that is great. Guaranteed within 5 pulls, that is fantastic. Like, they are returning to a format that I actually like, where there's the 5 Mercy banners. You're getting exactly the medal that you're shown. You're not getting some random pick 3 whatever. You're getting exactly that medal, and that's it. And then you're getting traits for every single pull you do. So it's just like, oh, hey, you're gonna Mercy the medal, we're gonna give you traits. I wish they would have this and an avatar board so that you can be like, okay, well, I didn't get any of the other medals, but I have VIP coins from when I pulled for this medal. I'm all gonna use it to get more traits for that medal. So I think that would be probably one of the best case scenarios for all players. If it's, again, falling price deal, Mercy 5 pull, you get 1 trait medal with each pull, and then there's also an avatar board that you can use the VIP coins on if you so chose to, or if you so wish to. But anyways, going back to this, there's a lot of stuff I don't like with it. I am going to be completely honest. There is a lot of things not to like about this medal, even though it looks really flashy. So let's go through it. First of all, the damage multiplier is nuts. It is absolutely ridiculous. So it is going to be a random target, 10 hits, 2 attacks, increases pretty much perfect buffs and debuffs for reverse power, uses all gauges regardless of skills. That is one of the worst parts about it. Easily one of the worst possible special attack things you can ever do. So let's just think of a few scenarios where this doesn't work. Number 1, you can't put it anywhere that's not the last 2 slots of the Keyblade. It pretty much has to be the last one because it's going to be spending gauges. And then it's damage plus, meaning that the more gauges that you use, the more gauges that are consumed between that whatever you're at to 0, that's going to increase the damage multiplier of this. So pretty much you want this towards the end, but you also want to have like max gauges going for you. It's very awkward to have like a buffer in the middle of your setup just to restore gauges so that you can keep using medals down the line. So this one's really better towards the end of your Keyblade setup. It only buffs for 2 attacks, which is fine, I guess. I think they're trying to copy what Saix Plus was, and Saix Plus was a great medal. Like, let's take a quick look at Saix Plus. If I could pull it up in a decent amount of time here. All right, here it is, Saix Plus. So it's pretty much trying to mimic this, and this medal, except it's a little bit better because this one does like perfect. Or I'm sorry, the Kingdom Hearts 3 Saix, it does perfect debuffs on the enemy too. This one does not do perfect debuffs. But they're trying to copy something like this. Everyone loved Saix Plus. Even just the regular, I think it was SP Saix, or I forgot what the name was. But the Tier 3 Saix, everyone was using that when it came out. So I don't know if they're trying to mimic that, like how OP Saix was in the past few ones. But like, it just doesn't work in the current format that we're in. So it uses all the gauges, which is already like a huge downslide to this medal. And honestly, this is not a new mechanic. They've definitely had uses all gauges regardless of skills, like young birth, or I'm sorry, I forgot what the medal's called. It's like Young Birth by Sleep King Mickey or something like that. I forgot what it was called, but it used all the gauges, and I didn't like that because you had to somehow restore gauges, or you had to use it towards the end of your setup, only to start with like a Kingdom Hearts 3 Kairi or an HD Xion, and then you're only getting 10 gauges back. If you don't have extra attack, then you're pretty much starting your Keyblade rotation with only 10 gauges, and that's kind of hard sometimes. Like, sometimes you find yourself in a bind where it's like, shoot, I need more gauges, but I don't have any because I used all of them on like Saix. So I really don't see that particular aspect of a special attack going very far. It never has before, and I don't expect that to change anytime soon. At best, what I can see doing with this is you have like Fairy Stars, and then you have Kingdom Hearts 3 Lee/Axel on the 5th slot, and then you copy the Saix because you use all the gauges with the Lee, but then, yeah, no, there's nothing. Like, you can't even do that because you need like a gauge cost of 4, even just to activate the medal. Yeah, this is garbage. Like, I really don't like it. Yes, it has a high damage multiplier with a booster that makes it almost clocking at times 100 multiplier, but that booster goes away at the end of the month. The Supernova is also not good. For 2 attacks, it gives you like a special attack boost up to 300, which is like the highest it's ever been, which makes sense because Saix is like a berserker. But like the whole thing looking at it as a whole, there's so many better things you could be doing with the jewels. Again, you always assume that you have to do the Mercy, and this one is not even worth the Mercy in my opinion. It's a great banner format. I love it. Do I like this medal? Not really, guys. So this is a easy skip for me. The next one we're going to talk about is the Kingdom Hearts 3 medal deal, which is going to be for Supernova Key R20. Now, this one I like, but I don't know how I feel about Key R20 anymore. So this medal is really good. But the thing is, we're moving into a format where everything is starting to have a base 25,000 strength, which was like this medal's appeal. Like when this medal came out, what made it so good was that its base strength was really, really high. But now we have so many things that have just as high of like a multiplier. I'm sorry, just as high of like a maximum strength. So like Roxas, for example, Kingdom Hearts 3 Roxas has a base strength of 30,000. Angelic Amber has a base strength of 25,000. Kingdom Hearts 3 Demyx has a base strength 25,000. So it's like what made this medal super appealing was that maximum strength base 25,000. That's what made it super fantastic. But now as we move forward, that's getting less and less relevant because they're giving more medals that base 25,000. And with this medal, one of the problems that I had with it was that its multiplier actually was not like anything to cry home about. So if you had to copy it with something, and remember, copy medals only copy the multiplier, the special attack, the attributes, it doesn't copy that base 25,000 strength. So when we look at mine, so this is just one. This is just a random Key R20. It's got a multiplier of 12.81, which is not very good, to be honest. Like, it's decent. It is definitely a decent multiplier. It is a tier 9 medal, but it's just really low, in my opinion, for like where we're moving forward to. So it was really the base 25,000 strength that made this medal fantastic. Why I think mine is still relevant is because it's pretty much a base 30,000 for me right now. So that's why I still use Key R20. Another problem with it is that it doesn't buff itself anymore, and we need to start moving to a time where like our medals are able to self-buff, meaning that we are getting plus 15 upright, minus 15 upright defense on the enemy, plus whatever maximum PSM that you need, minus the maximum PSM on the other enemy. So things like Monster Sora. Monster Sora is a good example because Monster Sora raises your upright strength and your magic strength by 15, and then it decreases the target's upright strength, or I'm sorry, upright defense and magic defense by 15. That's pretty much like a perfect buffer. So all you need to do is make sure you have a Kingdom Hearts 3 Kairi or an HD Xion in order to bring yourself up to 15 strength, and this medal takes care of the rest. If it's like the only magic medal in your setup, that's fine. It's going to self-buff itself, and then that's just really good. So Key R20 does not do any buffs whatsoever. It's just meant to hit really, really hard. So do I like the medal? Yes. Is it because I have traits? Honestly, yeah. Like, the good traits is what makes it still relevant for me. It doesn't self-buff. It is weird because even with extra attack on a Kingdom Hearts 3 Kairi, you're still missing +1 upright strength and decreasing the enemy's upright defense. So you're still missing one of each of those. So if you have this in like the second slot of something, like, I'm trying to think, I think it's Starlight. No, Starlight is the first one. I forgot what Keyblade it was, where it's the second one is like upright magic. Maybe it's Moogle of Glory. I think it's Moogle of Glory has an upright magic on the second slot. It's not getting full buffs, and then you're missing out on damage. And like the whole point of buffing is to make sure that you're dealing the maximum amount of damage. And for this to be missing that is kind of like a big downside in my personal opinion. If you like the artwork, like I'll even show you it right now so you can kind of appreciate it. So So this is the artwork for KR20, which I love. I think this looks amazing. I really like this artwork, and that was one of the best appeals for like key arts for me. But do I think it's particularly relevant right now? Yes and no. Like, moving forward, it's really not going to be relevant in my opinion. Do I think it's good for now? Yeah, I think it's a really decent medal for right now. Again, it hits that base 25,000 strength, which not a lot of medals hit, but they are starting to move in a way where that is going to be the new standard. So it's like having this medal sort of brings you up to speed, but at the cost of 15,000 jewels, and that's kind of hefty, especially for only 5 trait medals. The avatar board for it is gone. The VIP coins avatar board for it is gone. So you only get those 5 trait medals if you have to mercy it, and then you could 5 trait medals is not a lot. Maybe you'll get like 1 or 2 good traits, but odds are you're going to end up with like 2 random resists, maybe defense, maybe HP. So it's kind of a plus minus for me. I think it's a good medal for now. I really don't think it's got a lot of longevity in the long run. All right, last medal we need to talk about, Kingdom Hearts 3 Demyx. So, do I like this medal? Yes. Why? Because it's a copy medal. I honestly think that few things in this game do not change, and one of those things is that copy medals will always have value. They will always have value. Like, even right now with the whole defense breaking system that's going on, people are using old copy medals with extra attack to copy a defense break medal so that you're getting more shots at the defense break. So copy medals are just really, really good. Let's take a quick look at it. So it is a reverse blue forward copy medal, meaning that the places you're going to use it most on are second slot of Fairy Stars copying an upright blue, or the Diamond Dust copying pretty much almost anything. So it has few slots where it works in, just because reverse blue kind of got the nerf in comparison to the other attributes, but it is a copy medal, meaning that you can put it on your pet slot, copy something really, really good, like, for example, Kingdom Hearts, Birth by Sleep, Terra, Ventus, Aqua. You can copy that with a copy medal, and if you're able to get ground or aerial or extra attack on this, it's pretty much like having the medal you're copying with fantastic traits, and also a base strength of 25,000, which we just talked about is becoming the new standard for things moving forward. It also comes with a supernova attack that makes it sort of a tanky-ish medal. I'm not really sure how I feel about the tanking part of it, because most likely if you're going to tank a quest, you're going to run in with something that does more, like Kingdom Hearts 3 Ienzo or Kingdom Hearts 3 Mini. That'll also increase your own defense. So odds are when you're going to tank a mission, you're going all out. You are not going for just a smidge bit more of a defense. You're going like full-on defense, like turtling, like big shield guard kind of thing going on. So this is kind of okay, in my opinion. Like, I like it, but is it as tanky as Demyx Plus was back in the day? I don't think so. I definitely don't. So it's a solid supernova attack. It does do the plus 250% special attack bonus after you bring it up to supernova plus, but for the most part, it's just an okay special attack effect. It's just an okay supernova effect. Really, the big thing is that it's a copy medal, and being able to throw this on the pet slot and copy whatever is being shared with you it can be really, really good, like just fantastically good. So for example, if you copy a defense break medal, you can use it as pretty much another medal that has defense break on it. If you find yourself in a weird scenario where you have no good reverse medals, like if you don't have a good reverse blue medal that can self buff, this can pretty much copy an upright medal. And then if you have upright buffs, like if you had Kingdom Hearts 3 Kyrie on the first slot, you have nothing good in your reverse blue slot on the Fairy Stars, you can just use this medal to copy an upright blue medal. So remember that it copies attributes. So if you had it here, it's copying an upright blue medal. So for example, if we had, let's just say we had KR20 here, just an example, and then we will do imitation reverse blue, which was the Vanitas. So essentially you go here with the Kyrie, you're buffed, but you're only buffed for upright. So using a copy medal, you're pretty much copying an upright metal. So it's like you get to use those upright buffs. So I know that was like a bad explanation. I could have explained that definitely way better than I expected to, but I am getting kind of tired. So do I think that this is worth it? Maybe. Maybe, because it's a Kingdom Hearts 3 falling price deal that guarantees a copy medal within 5 pulls. And that for me is like, this is too good to be true. Like, what is coming after you? Is something better coming after you, or is like this it? So I'm not really sure. If you have the amount of jewels to pull for him, I would wait towards the end of his deal, because again, as deals go away, they have to replace it with something. Like, there's never been a time there have been no upcoming banners whatsoever. There's always an upcoming banner. There's always one after this one, and they always give you 4 hours between the day when one banner goes away to the day a new banner comes away, or goes away. So for example, this one, they're probably not going to follow up with another banner. This Saix, I very well expect them to follow it up with another banner. I don't know if they're going to put like, actually the next one is supposed to be Pirate Sora, if I remember correctly. So it's likely that they're going to replace this Saix one with Pirate Sora. And then after this Demyx one, they're going to replace it. So I would wait until the Saix banner goes away to figure out what they're bringing in, because there's no real reason to pull for this quite yet. I always advise that people like have at least one copy medal, and this could be it for you. This could be it, but I would wait. I would wait just a little bit, figure out what's coming next, because really, it does kind of feel like a game of catch up. But unless you're like a super whale and you just buy whatever you want whenever you feel like it, like, you have to play smart. You have to look at the longevity of your stuff and if it's going to last beyond the initial period when you get it. So that's why I'm kind of just like this anti-June month right now. That's why I'm not really buying VIP, because there's no real reason for me to. Because with all the boosters running around, with all this random extra stuff running around, it's just like, it's just not worth it for me to buy VIP. Because there's nothing I need jewels for, really. Like, I'll need jewels down the line, probably. But, like, for all this stuff, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to wait until they're just like, guys, these boosters were a mistake. And we need to get rid of them before they destroy the player database. So, that's my thought, is that those boosters are going to go away. If they keep bringing them back, it's just not good. Like, yes, it makes you want to pull for the new banner, but it's just annoying. Honestly, like, it's just annoying because then the next month it doesn't have a booster, and then it's just like, well, it's just going to sit in storage now, or like it's not going to be as good as the next thing. So you want things that last for a very good time. Demyx will definitely last a very solid amount of time, but jewels are hard. As a recently like not spending VIP all the time kind of player, jewels are hard to come by. So I am going to save at the very minimum until the Saix banner goes away, until I figure out what they're going to pump out next, because I really don't have a lot of jewels. 9,920 is really not a lot of jewels. So I'm going to save for now. If nothing good comes, I'm going to get the Demyx, because it's just really good to have copy medals that have supernova attacks on them. And since it works on the Fairy Stars, which is the best Keyblade out for everyone knows how long, since pretty much it came out, since it fits on there, that's another reason to get it. So with that being said, that is my analysis on these 3 banners. If I think they're worth pulling for, so no. Potentially no, because there's probably something better coming down the line. Again, the big thing about this was that it had a base 25,000 strength, but that is starting to be matched by other medals, like a lot as of late. And potentially yes, very likely yes, because it's a copy medal. So that is my thought on it for right now. Just to kind of tease into the next one, I think that Pirate Sora might be one of those medals where it's just like, makes the next medal magic. I think that's what it's going to be. And then they're probably going to make whatever the form of Sora is that's in San Francisco make the next medal power. Similarly to what they did to Blitz form Sora, where it's Blitz form Sora makes the next medal speed. Maybe they'll make Pirate form Sora, next medal is magic, and then maybe they'll make San Francisco Sora, next medal is going to be power, and that's how they're going to get around all these reflect mechanisms, which are ruining PvP right now, because I gotta tell y'all, like, having Aqua to reflect 100% of magic damage is just absurd. It's just crazy. That medal is definitely one of the best medals in the format right now. Alright, with that being said, if there are any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to drop them down in the comments below, and I'd be happy to answer when I have the time. But as always, everyone, until next time, take it easy.